Yes, trade deadline in the NBA is just in the corner. As we celebrate African History Month, we ask ourselves how many agents, African agents, are within professional sports in North America, especially basketball and football and baseball. Thank God to the ingenuity of LeBron James. Hate him, love him, kick his balls. He did not go to university, but he's smarter than PhD holders like us, PhD upside down. He has unapologetically changed the trend of agency by bringing him a trusted brother who also did not go to university, Rich Paul. He gave trust in his brother to become his agent in the NBA. And remember, LeBron James for the last almost decade is the number one basketball player. Agree to disagree. Rich Paul have changed the dynamics of agent representation because he represents to the dot, to the point that our tormentors who have been milking the balls of basketball players, making them broke, now demanded university graduation, which was laughable. I say these things, and I like Marcel Jury, president of the Raptors, for his involvement and dynamism in the basketball world, not just on his African basketball mission, but in North America, for bringing the NBA trophy right here in Toronto because of his innovation. So as we celebrate African History Month, we have to have this in mind that until Africa is respected, no one African, call yourself Black American, Black British, Black Canadian, I was born here, I was born there, we are not going to be respected. Now let me deal with the gist of the matter of trade deadline. Like that genocidal transatlantic slave trade, where the masses we are selling and buying and killing and miming our people, is still going on. Rich Paul is changing the dynamics. Rich Paul's involvement have recruited other Africans. Look at the coaching. Now we have our brother who is coaching the NFL, whose balls have been drawn left and right because they think he's not deserving. So, as we trade and push, let us have in mind that it is time for the African people, lest the ranting mouth of the Charles Bashleys or Shaquille O'Neal or these ESPN ranters. I love them dearly because they are impacting. But LeBron James have impacted when it comes to ownership and involvement of leadership of Africans in the NBA more than the GOAT of basketball, Michael Jordan. Because Michael Jordan and all the others were carry and push. LeBron James, thank God he has an administrative phenomenal wife who is standing tall by him, because in front of every dynamic, successful man is a she phenomenal GOAT. And God bless that sister. Now let's talk about the aftermath of the African Nations Cup. Viva la Senegal. A homegrown coach won it. Brother Cisse, large up to you. But I beg the answer. Now you're going to see all these vultures, foreign agents, European agents, going to woo the African players and go sell them for donuts, and they will get big fat one. We are demanding and calling on former African players to step up. Business people, Rich Paul, I'm going to meet you so that we can go to Africa and start an agent training session. You don't need a PhD upside down to be an agent. Just like the lobbies. I'm surprised that Nigerian, my pioneering innovators and venturists, have not decided to venture into becoming a lobbyist. Those are broad daylight thieves, like money launderers and these international financier or funds management companies or foreign investors who are foreign invaders or philanthropists or NGOs eat and go. It is time for Africa to step up until Africa is right. So that begs the question. I was with a bunch of Igbo brothers the other day, and this arrogance and tenacity that only Igbos can change the dynamics of Africa, or Igbos need a liberated Biafra. We see that in Cameroon, the English versus the Anglophone. You see that in Sierra Leone, a Creole this, Timini this, Mende this. When are we going to stop this British and Eurocentric make divide and conquer and think of Africa as a united state of federal United States of African countries, where we can crisscross on a modern day railway and take advantage of our population, our resources? We can no longer blame. Columbus' lie, we were this, we were that, doesn't translate to today's mightiness of Africans. And once again, Peter Church, Africa, once an African, always an African. Whether you are born in Johannesburg or wherever, or Britain or this, you are an African. And last but not the least, let me speak to my Rastafarian brothers who keep celebrating and think the only mighty African was Haile Selassie. I care less for him. He was a monarch that confused and sucked the bloods of Ethiopians. Let us celebrate the likes of Carter G. Wilson for daring to be an African when he was untrendy to be. Marcus Garvey. Yes, our story, the African story, did not start after the genocidal bringing of our African people in North America. Our great stories lies in the belly of Africa. The greatness, Africa shall rise. It shall rise with us stopping our tormentors, the mosquitoes, from invading. They talk about corruption. Corruption lies in the bellies of Buckingham Palace and the Catholic Kingdom in Italy. In America, the White House.